In this video, we are looking at the cropped ears aurum. Their last generation flagship. They have the Omnium now, which is their flagship now. The aurum is uh, the mid-ranger as of now. It was the flagship with 7 drivers per side, one pan DD, two for low mid, two for mid high, and two EST drivers for the highs. So this is a well-equipped flagship worthy IEM priced at 1295 euros, and I think it should convert to $1,400 US dollars. And this is a fairly decent sized IEM, not big, you guys can see, not very big, less than an inch. So the size is fairly compact. You guys can see the thickness is there because it has the number of drivers, and this is a fairly good looking and very well built IEM. I have been working with custom art, and I know the standard these Polish brands have for their IEMs, and this is an high quality IEM with excellent build quality. You guys can see. Uh, Let me show you the board too, if possible. Yeah, 3 bore, but they are saying 5-way cross. So this is a very well equipped and kind of well tuned IEM. Why I'm saying kind of well tuned? Because initially it was confusing. Okay, I have been listening to a lot of IEMs. It's been more than 10 years, 10, 12 years, and I have heard a lot of IEMs, European, American, everything, nearly everything. Most of the brands, Singaporean, Malaysian, Indonesian, even Avara customs and stuff. Very, very different variety of IEMs. I haven't heard this differently tuned IEMs. Now, the only reason why I feel this one is differently tuned is because of the imaging. Okay, these are slightly musically tuned. I will not say very musically tuned, but they are very pleasing and cohesive. Initially I was finding this to be slightly jittery, a bit aggressive too, maybe. And I didn't find them to be very clean. The notes were slightly hard edged. Okay, and I was expecting it to be slightly on the more rounded side, edgy edgy and hard edged. Now they are on the smoother and rounder side, and that is a very good thing. They improved. There is a small issue with this cable, but I think I have managed to look past that, and that is okay. That is okay. I have complained the owner, but he hasn't been very active on WhatsApp. I think maybe because he talked with me once, and he hasn't replied to my other messages. In any case, it is okay. I do not think they will treat the potential buyers like this. They will treat buyers better. I'm a reviewer, so that is a slightly different thing. And in any case, this is a very good sounding IM. Slightly confusing because of the imaging. And let me tell you what is different here. Most of the time, what happens when we buy a IM, they place the vocals. Okay, this is, imagine this is the head. Okay, they usually put the vocals very close to the head or inside the head, and they generate outside. They move out. What's happening with this is the vocals are placed further. Okay, the vocals are placed further, and they are not placed inside the head. Most of the bass is placed inside the head, and they move out. It kind of feels like there is no instrument or notes are placed inside the head. So that is a bit confusing, okay, with the imaging. Doesn't matter what IM you are listening to at this point of time, most of them have some instruments placed inside the ear. In general, with entry level IMs up to $500, around 50% instruments are placed inside the head, and with flagships they still have 30% mid-range and bass notes and vocal notes are placed inside the head. So that is a bit confusing when I AB stuff with any IM. Doesn't matter what. I have been listening to a couple other IEMs in this price range, the Symphonium uh, Crimson and Jomo 408H. They are slightly differently tuned, but they are very different when it comes to imaging. This one is slightly different with that kind of imaging, and I was telling that to the owner, and he said a few things, and we will see what will happen eventually. I'll share this impression and review with him, and I hope he responds, and we will see what happens from there on. But this is slightly different from what we usually get, and if that is the default tuning, it kind of feel odd when you are coming from a different IM, because most of those IMs are tuned intimately with the vocals, mostly vocals, and most of the IMs are tuned like that. The imaging vocals are placed closer to the head, and with this one they are not. So that is slightly confusing. Everything else is perfectly fine. Treble is very good, very well spaced, very good imaging too with the treble, and uh, most of the instruments, most of the mid-range instruments too. So very good clarity, very good air between instruments. I like the bass. If we start with the bass is not very boomy, okay, it is fairly controlled, and the DD that we get with this one is very capable. It's not boomy or very rumbly, but it has very good control and clarity. It has the body and punch, decent body and punch, but it is not very punchy or slow or anything like that. So it is more tuned for accuracy and clarity, okay. It still is fairly satisfying, but it is not very boomy or anything like that. If you want a very basic kind of lower end, this is not it. This is not going to do anything like that. So the bass is fairly good, very good dynamics too, very good control and clarity, layering and stuff. Layers of the bass are very well done too. And moving on to the mid range, as I said, instruments are very good. Instruments are very clean, very clear, good height. I was kind of feeling initially that they were slightly, as I said, they were slightly jittery, but no, they are not. After around 100 hours of burning in, I believe they are not jittery anymore, so that is a very good thing. And I'm liking this tuning too. The slightly smoother, very calm and cohesive kind of tuning is very good. The timbre and tonality are very natural. Coming from BA drivers, they are very natural. I was expecting a slight bit of neutralish tuning, but this one is very cohesive and very woody. I'll have to say the timbre is very wooden like and very pleasing, kind of analogish, very organic kind of tuning with this one. And treble is very well done, very well done, very good spacing between instruments, and the clarity is excellent. They are not sharp or thin, but they are placed a bit taller, okay. The treble notes are originating from a taller floor, and they move to a taller space, okay. So yeah, the treble is projected slightly higher than the rest of the spectrum, so that is decent. No issues with that, nothing uncomfortable with that. Most IMs in this price range do that. Either they have taller uh, instruments overall, or they are slightly tall like this. So that is perfectly fine. No sharpness, no uncomfortable feeling there. So this IM is a well tuned one, but that imaging is slightly confusing at times, because that imaging is what we call phased. Okay, that is usually it kind of sounds like being phased. Initially when there was jitter, I was very concerned about it being phased, but after burning it in, that kind of fades away. That jitter is not there anymore, so there is more cleaner and more flagshipy now. So I can see it being tuned like that. But yes, it kind of slightly feels like being phased. So that is a small issue, one can say, or a small uh, tuning difference with this one. So this is a well worthy of a flagship title, and comes with a decent cable, modular cable. There is a small issue with the cable too. I tried to get the attention of the owner, but we will see what happens. There isn't a lot of issue with the cable either, but yeah, one side of the cable is a bit on the loose side. It comes off easily, so that was what I was complaining about. So I hope they are not not uh, they are more careful with the retail units. In any case, this is a decent one. I have no issues with this one, but except the tuning, it's a flagship worthy IM. Very good imaging, very big stage, so very unique and different sounding IM. I like it. So this is my review of Craft Ears Aurum. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy.